First, I want to talk about the ongoing civil war within the Democrat Party and how once fringe radicals are winning the battle for the soul of America's left, with huge implications for next year's midterm elections. Now, as evidence of just how bonkers some on the left have got, have a look at this. This is a woman called Jennifer Welch. She's a left-wing podcaster, very popular, and she is also now openly calling for violence against conservatives. Indeed, she thinks these threats are the solutions to the left woes. Have a look.
Finally, if you think this Zoran thing is happening just in New York, and you think people are waking up only in New York City, you're mistaken. Look at this clip of a wine mom at the No Kings March. Play the clip.
Whatever his name was?
Charlie Kirk, ma'am?
Yeah, him is horrible. Horrible.
Charlie Kirk is horrible?
Yes, I'm glad he's not here.
You're glad he's dead?
Yes.
Why would you say something like that, ma'am?
Because he was horrible on the campuses, the college campuses. Horrible person.
You know what? I do the exact same thing.
Well,
would you be glad if I would die?
Maybe. I'd have to think about it.
You should be ashamed of
You
yourself.
should be ashamed of yourself.
Your friend just said she'd be happy if I died.
So listen up, Democratic establishment. You can either jump on board with this, or we're coming after you in the same way that we come after MAGA. Period.
You know, I've often joked on this show about how the left wants the right dead, but you know what? I don't think they're kidding. And there was more advice from her for the Democrat political establishment.
Kudos to Bernie, to AOC, to Zoran. And that woman out in somewhere middle America saying, Charlie Kirk, he was a racist, he was a piece of shit. There are so many more of us than there are of them.
Now, okay, you can say, sure, fine, this is just one woman ranting into a podcast mic she bought at Office Works, but guess what? She shows us she represents where that party is going, and it's causing a huge split within the Democrats. Now, I want to tell you about a fascinating report on a new website called Welcome Stack, which seems to be run by more centrist Democrats who are worried about where their party is going and whether it will ever be electable again. Here's a bit of a video they put up analyzing their plight.
But as the influence of advocacy groups grew, largely through social media, Democrats moved left fast. In Congress, support for progressive bills like the Green New Deal, Medicare for All, and student loan debt cancellation more than doubled. Comparing the Democratic platform in 2012 to 2024 reveals a sharp leftward shift and an abandonment of the working class focus that drove the party's success.
Indeed, as far as that Democrat Party platform goes, well, they weren't kidding. Now, in 2012, these were the first sentences of the Democrat Party platform. Quote, "Today, our economy is growing again. Al-Qaeda is weaker than at any point since 9/11, and our manufacturing sector is growing for the first time in more than a decade. But there is more we need to do, and so we come together to continue what we started." Now, that was the Democrats in 2012. Sounds very normal, very middle America, very, dare I say, electable. And indeed they were, because that was the year that Barack Obama was reelected. But fast forward 12 years to 2024, and this report notes that the official Democrat Party platform, the one, by the way, that Joe Biden and then Kamala Harris ran on, opened like this. Quote, "The Democratic National Committee wishes to acknowledge that we gather together to state our values on lands that have been stewarded through many centuries by the ancestors and descendants of tribal nations who have been here since time immemorial." Unquote. Phew. And it took 4 full paragraphs of this turgid undergraduate nonsense to get to anything recognizable as a policy platform in 2024. And within that, too, was a massive decline over that time in the frequency of words between the two platforms they used to describe things people cared about. According to this analysis, between those two platforms, References to jobs went down 47%. Mentions of the economy went down 48%. The middle class down 79%. The nation 17%. And America down 6%. Meanwhile, the term father or fathers disappeared entirely from the platform, down 100%. And guess what took their place? The big increases were seen in references to race, climate, guns, LGBTQI+, the word hate, equity, and of course my favorite, environmental justice. Not surprisingly, this took place over a period when there was a huge drop in patriotism amongst Democrats. That's that blue line at the bottom of your screen, where 36%, just 36%, one-third, say they are proud to be an American, versus Republicans, that's that top red line, 92%. Now, Andrew Cuomo, he's the Democrat-turned-independent candidate for New York City mayor. He bailed the cat on this problem a couple of days ago.
The truth is there's a quiet civil war going on in the Democratic Party right now. You have an extreme left, radical left. Bernie Sanders, AOC, Mamdani is just the banner carrier for that movement, versus the mainstream moderate Democrats. They now call me moderate. They used to call me liberal. Now I'm a moderate because the whole party shifted.
Look, guess what? Andrew Cuomo is right. And if the Democrats continue down this radical path of hating America, not wanting to talk about the economy, obsessing over identity politics still, well, they may win in New York City, where that sort of thing is fashionable, but they've got no future nationally. And that's great news for Trump and MAGA and the Republicans. But maybe, I'm just going to put it out there, maybe this actually is the real threat to democracy that they keep warning about. And that is not having an opposition worthy of the name.